Well, well, well. I finally hit double digits. Pat on the back.
Didn't we both?
Oh, is this your first double digit? I thought you already had a double digit.
Uh,
Maybe you're
oh, I
right.
guess so. I had a 10. No, I had a 10 last week.
Yeah, I thought you had already done that. But
So it's like just making the
yeah.
dance,
Hey,
right?
10 is yeah, I'll be happy with 10 all fucking day. But we both hit 11 and honestly, I could have hit 13 because I switched one away from a win and then I switched one into a loss. So I could have had 13.
Actually, no, I lie. I hit a 9.
Oh,
I hit
so
a 9.
okay. So yeah, well congratulations. We both hit double digits for
Yeah,
the first time.
yeah. Got an 11. Go with it.
Yeah, we both got 11 and our updated records for the season, you're 35 and 28 and I'm 33 and 30 and now we can officially say we're above 500. It's been such a wacky fucking first quarter of the season, but I think
Yeah,
from here on out maybe things will normalize and we can get back to hitting double digits regularly.
we kind of know who's who more,
True.
or at
That's
least we're
true.
getting to that point.
Because you know how I always like to say that like these first few weeks are like the preseason because everybody always sits in the preseason. This is the real preseason, and now people are
Yeah,
starting to get acclimated. We know who's who, and things should normalize here on out. Maybe one or two teams drop, and one or two teams can do
right.
something
Yeah,
late.
catch a rise. We'll see.
But you also went 2-0 on your lock and upset, and I went 1-1, and our for the season I'm 3-1 and you're 2-2. So you caught up with me on that one, but. This is a good race for both of our little mini games that we play.
Yeah, we got a little something going on here. It's always fun.
Yep,
Fun to have a game within the game within the game.
true. It's yeah, exactly. It's like a fucking Marvel movie or something. It's like fucking going in time and time and to time again or something. Who knows? But
Yeah,
let's
our multiverse.
oh yeah, our multiverse of pick 'em exactly. But let's get into it with the Thursday night game that we will be live streaming tomorrow night. It's
Week 5.
it's the 1-2-1 Colts at the 2-2 Broncos. You want to start?
Yeah, it's been a disappointing showing here for Russ and the Broncos. It's a lot of criticism going towards a young head coach, Nathaniel Hackett. Can he hack it?
Kenny
So
Heck.
far, no, kind of not really. But they've gotten wins, 2. Can they get this one? They got a team coming in that was supposed to be stacked and ready, and they don't seem like what expectations were either. Still, um, yeah, I don't think Matty Ice does anything up there in Denver. I think even in their disarray, maybe they find a little bit of something, or if anything, just get enough points to survive. I'm going Broncos here.
Yeah, you started off by saying that the Broncos were disappointing. Well, what about the Colts? They're disappointing too. I mean,
But
1-2
that's
1. Like you just focused on the Broncos and very little about the Colts. Both of these teams are disappointing. The difference is the Broncos are bringing in a new quarterback, a new coach, a new scheme. The Colts are okay. They brought in Matt Ryan, but he's a Hall of Famer, right? Things should be seamless. Plus, they're upgrading from Wentz. Like it's everything on paper looks good for the Colts. The thing is they haven't had Darius Leonard. Taylor doesn't look right. He's like the number 80 something player in fantasy, like, and he went number 1 in my redraft league. Amongst practically every league this year, he probably went number 1. But
possibly.
I agree with you. The Broncos I think look a little, even though they have a better record, they look a little worse than the Colts. The Colts, I feel like, I mean, they're in a weaker division, so like even if they lose this, I don't think they're out of it.
No.
The Broncos, I mean, they got the Chiefs, even the Raiders. They could, if they win their game, they're right back in. Of course, you
Yeah.
always have to fight with the Chiefs, but and the Chargers, but the Colts will not have Jonathan Taylor. Um, But to further your point on the Broncos, when Rodgers inherited LaFleur and they changed the offensive scheme,
It took some time.
they won. Don't get me wrong, they won. But statistically, and maybe even like just the observer, like he did look a little uncomfortable, and the numbers weren't there. And so you can say the same thing with Russell Wilson. Like he's a new, and it's even worse because he's on a new team with a new coach with a new scheme, and that's even worse. So yeah, he might have weapons, but he's not comfortable. It normally takes you like half a year at least to feel comfortable. Like Brady did okay his first year in Tampa, but
That was a rarity.
even then,
That's
but he still struggled early. Like it wasn't all great the whole way. Like he was upset a little bit. Um,
well,
but having said all that, I agree with you. I think this is Denver. I mean, can the Colts do anything without Taylor? Like, dude, Taylor's a
might
beast, and he hasn't been playing like a beast. So without
might
him,
be a might be a good time to drop Naeem Hines in the old lineup. He might
yeah.
get a few extra points than he would have.
Well, they're probably going to be behind, so they're probably going to have to throw to him, which could
Yeah,
mean a lot of catches. But then at the same time, you never know. He might not. He might give you five. Like that's just the thing with Hines. But yeah, we're
you
both
know.
we're both going Broncos on that one. Um, so I guess we won't be having a head-to-head on this one. Um, when we do the stream, which is okay. We don't really have to do that. But the next game is the 3-1 Giants at the 3-1 Packers. So I don't know how many years they've been doing London games. It's been a lot.
Yeah,
But this is the
this is
first time that there will be two teams with a winning record in London. First time.
wow.
Yeah. In all these years, this is the first time that it's happened. Giants,
So
I think, are overachieving. And even though this is on the road and it's technically a home game for the Packers, I still think the Packers will win. I think I think this will be a good test for both teams, but I think the Packers are clearly a better team. I think this is Packers easy.
well, you know which way I'm picking just by looking at me. But yeah, I think we can maybe expand upon Christian Watson a little bit. Maybe get him some extra throws if we do get up and get to the point to where we can maybe run the ball consistently and then have a play action player too that kind of goes his way to test his waters again and getting back out there and catching the medium to long balls with the hands and not fearing the drop that happened season week one. You know, he can't escape that. But I think he may have the opportunity here. Uh, a home game that's not a home game. The first time the Packers have done so too. Apparently, the cheat code was the fact that it's an extra game in the year now. So technically, the Packers faithful did not lose any home games when it came to doing this. Like they just used the extra game. It's like, well, there we go. Now we're going.
Well, they lose it, but yeah, they have an
Yeah,
extra one, but they still lose it, which sucks.
yeah,
And that's the thing I hate about the London game is that home team loses a game, and that I don't.
yeah.
That's the one thing that I don't like about that. Um, but but yeah, I woke up early for the Minnesota New Orleans game. Although I woke up a little late. I missed like 5 6 minutes of the first quarter, but I still woke up for that one. So I'm definitely gonna wake up for this one. Um,
Oh, I think that Daniel Jones will probably pick up some yards on the ground. He'll utilize his legs against us and get those first downs here and there. Probably get Saquon rolling that way because we at times have a bit of an issue with a good run game, and he's
yeah,
definitely stout. So
yeah, he's leading the
that's
league in
something
rushing right now.
that
So
that's to be watched out for. I mean, it could be the best game played in London
oh yeah,
thus far.
true.
So I'm more than hopeful that we come out with a W as well.
Yeah, I'm picking the Packers, and so are you. I know that. Okay, so on to the next one. The 1-3 Steelers at the 3-1 Bills. Go ahead and take this one.
Man, the Steelers are coming in with the future hopeful sitting there ready to roll. And you and I were just talking before we went live, and I think it's exciting times because he has been an exciting player thus far in the small windows he's been in. So I'm really excited to see a whole week of planning with him running with the ones, coming up with plays, coming up with audibles, all the good stuff. Um, it's a hard test.
Yeah.
It's a really hard test.
Yeah.
Buffalo probably has one of the top defenses in the entire league. Um, and Josh Allen is also having a great year.
Yep. Once
He's
again.
being clutch when he has to
Yeah.
and getting those points. I'm excited to watch as a football fan that what Mr. Pickett does, but I'm picking the Bills because I think that with Von Miller coming at him, um, triangle and all, the triangle might be too much for the Steelers to contain. It's just no steel curtain stops the flying triangle.
Yeah, if the Bills get a lead in this one, like I think Pickett can do something. I mean, he can run too, but it's going to be tough for them to come back. However, I think he's an instant upgrade over Trubisky. And I think
Yes,
everybody fantasy-wise, I don't know how much you can increase them, but I think they all get an increase. I mean, even Fryermuth. Fryermuth's been doing really good this year. I think they all
the
see an
move.
increase in fantasy points, and that's good for me. I have Najee Harris. I'd like to see Kenny Pickett dump off to Harris the way Cheeseburger used to dump off to him.
Yeah,
And
take advantage of a really good player that has really good points in his game at getting dump, like catching the dump off, catching the flat,
right,
getting the toss. I mean, as much shit as I talk about the toss, Najee can take that toss and get 8 yards,
yeah.
probably 8 out of 10 times.
And all that's
Like as long
important is that you get the first down, right? Like, who cares if you're dumping it off? If he can pick up the first down, that extends the drive. Like, and
as
I think Pickett is not going to be scared to throw it downfield, which means the field will stretch, which means the defense will have to cover more, which means there
yeah,
will be more room to operate underneath for Fryermuth, for Najee, and all these dump offs. It's just a matter of is Pickett willing to dump it off and take those cheap little yardage. Most quarterbacks don't like to do that, really. So it's really only the quarterbacks that like don't have the arm strength or their coach like, oh well, we have Eckler, so
yeah,
we have to
just dump
throw it
it.
to him. Like, you know what I mean? But most guys can't do that the way Eckler can, or McCaffrey. Those are really the Barkley to a certain extent. But yeah, I'm excited for Kenny Pickett and Najee Harris and all those dudes. I mean, even I think Pickens could probably see the biggest uptick in fantasy. But yeah, I'm going Bills. They're just clearly the better team right now, and let's be honest, Pickett is a rookie. We don't really know what he's gonna do, but he did throw 3 picks last week. He was 10 for 13 with 3 picks. So technically, he didn't have an incomplete pass because everybody caught the ball. You know what I mean? Except 3 of them went to the other team. But anyway, um,
No, no bueno.
yeah. But we're in agreement so far. The next one, 2-2 Chargers at the 2-2 Browns. Chargers, I mean, dude, Chargers are good. They're 2-2. That's not great. Browns seem like they're getting worse. I think they have injuries on defense. I think Miles Garrett didn't play. Clowney didn't play. I don't know if they're back or not. But I think they lost one of their linebackers. He's on IR, and that like he's one of the good linebackers. He could play sideline to sideline.
Yeah,
I just think the Chargers have too much firepower. As good as the Browns are on defense, Eckler's hard to contain. I think Keenan Allen might be back. Uncle Mike is still Uncle Mike. I'm going Chargers here. And I don't want the Browns to win because of that draft pick. So, but I honestly think the Chargers are better. And let's be real. The Browns could have lost those 2 wins they have. They could have been losses.
They very well could have been.
So I'm going Chargers.
Yeah, I think the Chargers have way more firepower. They have their starting quarterback in Herbert, and like you said already, Eckler and Uncle Mike. With if they do get Evans back, that's huge. Um, the Browns are getting a little, I don't know if worse, but just they're catching a little bit of sourness.
Yep.
Like it's almost like their game's not crisp.
It's that
They're not.
elf. That's what happened.
It is this. I think that stupid elf
It's a
might be a
weird
part of
looking
it. They
elf.
need to get it off the field, bro.
Yeah.
And funny enough, that's where this game's going to be. It's going to be over this stupid elf, Brownie. Um, yeah, dude. I'm also going Chargers, not just as a owner of Mr. Eckler in fantasy, but I I don't see our boy Brisket hanging. Like I think he'll keep them there for the first half. Like it'll be a close game, but it'll get run away at one point or another. By the end of the second or the third quarter, the Chargers will be too much for the defense to keep up with, especially if the starters aren't there on the
Well,
side.
I think the Browns will be able to move the ball. I think they'll be able to score. I just think the Chargers will score more. Um, because against the Texans, the Chargers, there were a lot of guys open. Mills just couldn't find him. He doesn't know what he's looking at. Like, who is the guy that said like he's seeing ghosts? Like, I kind of feel like that's where Mills is. And so the Chargers defense isn't great. They can be exposed. And the Browns aren't terrible on offense with Jacoby Brisket, but I think this is going to be a fun game for points fantasy wise. But yeah, I'm going Chargers. So we're all in agreement all the way, and
So far,
so far. And the next one is 0-3-1 Houston Texans at the 2-2 Jaguars. And I'll let you go first.
well, the Jaguars just look like they kind of got things going on, don't they? I don't know if it's the Doug Peterson effect or
Yeah, that's exactly
you
what
know
it is.
the,
Yeah.
the, the fact that Tyler Lawrence gets to grow and actually show that he was worthy of a first round top pick to the worst team in the last 2 years. And I guess it was due time they started showing
I mean,
definite
they've
uptick.
had a losing record 10 out of the last 11 years. It's not
And
just
that's
2 years.
one of the last 2 years they really stunk.
Well, yeah.
But I, as much as I know this is going to be a fight, it always is, and it's in Jacksonville though. I give the nod to Jacksonville for the win. I think Lawrence will definitely continue his pattern and getting the ball out in the air and scoring touchdowns. I think their run game's been pretty solid too.
Oh, yeah.
You guys might make it more interesting and make it to where it is more about the run. You might take some of that passing game away from the Jags, but I don't know if it'd be enough. Davis, he's not a terrible quarterback. I know it's frustrating as a fan at this point because it's like, all right, dude. I guess it would be comparable to Tyler Heineke up here for Commanders fans or football team fans, whichever you want to remember him as year to year. But the guy was promising and did some things cool, but now it's like with a consistent season to be like, this is you, let's go. Maybe Davis might not be that for y'all.
Oh, yeah. I don't think he
And
is. I think
so
he's definitely like there were guys open in that game against the Chargers, and he wasn't throwing it. I don't know. Like I said, he's seeing ghosts. To borrow from that one coach that was talking about that one quarter, I can't even remember what it was. I think he was talking about Darnold in that situation. But there were situations where there were guys running open, wide open. There's even one screenshot. There are three Texans behind the safety, and he's just standing in the pocket, like not even throwing the ball. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Like, throw it. And so yeah, the thing is, like, you're right about this rivalry, because that's what it is. It's a divisional rivalry. No
absolutely.
matter what their record is, it's always a tough game. However, I did say once like if the Texans couldn't beat the Bears and I picked them to upset the Chargers, which they almost did. They came back within 6.
They did.
Um and so the one thing about the Texans that I'll say is that they're at least competing in every game that they've played so far. They're competing, and that's progress. They might not be ready
Love
to
it.
win yet, but they're
That's
competing. And so
that's the love thing.
yeah, I fully expect them to compete in this one. But I said it last week. If they lose, I'm gonna start picking against them because I need these wins. Like
Yeah.
I could be beating you right now if I just picked against them the whole way. And so that's the thing is when the Texans have a good record, I normally win the pick'em league. When they get 4 wins, I lose. I finish 8th. So, but I also say whenever I pick against them, they always fucking win somehow. Like I get them wrong either way.
Yeah,
Um,
it's the curse.
it's the curse. But yeah, I'm picking the Jaguars because at this point I've crawled up from the cellar.
You're
To
not you're ready to get back up there in the pick 'em row.
Yeah, I'm ready to win again. I think the last time I won was 2019. I can't remember. So you know I was the one that taught you to you got to pick smart, and then here I am just like not following my own advice. So I'm picking the Jaguars, but just like I said, the Texans might win this because I'm picking the Jaguars. So be wary
either
of
way
that.
you either way you win.
Well, true, they'll get the win in real life, but what the hell does that matter? I mean, it's a meaningless win for this team. So, you know,
It's still
I want
the
them to
first
get that
one.
number 1 pick because they'll either get a quarterback or the best pass rusher, or they'll trade the pick and get like fucking 10 picks or whatever they can get. So at this point, like, dude, 0-3-1, even if they win games, like, what are they gonna do? Go to the playoffs and win? No. At this point, like, that's it. The season's done. Mills isn't the guy. He just doesn't look good. It's been game after game after game where people are open and he just I don't know if he doesn't see them or if he's scared to throw it. Like maybe he's scared to mess up. And he's actually been throwing interceptions now these last 2 games. So I don't know. It's a new system because the quarterbacks coach was promoted to offensive coordinator, Pep Hamilton. And so, like we discussed about Rodgers and Wilson, when you're in a new scheme, it takes you a while to adjust, even if you played in the preseason. It just does.
Yeah,
And
it
so,
does.
I think that's what's going on. All his numbers, all his percentages are down from last year. And so, if they could only win 4 last year and he's playing worse, it's not going to get any better. Like he's not suddenly going to turn into Aaron Rodgers. So
You want them to, but it's not always the fact of
no, yeah,
the
I'm pretty sure. Like after this Chargers game, like I said, there was a lot of plays where Nico Collins was wide open, and this was against Derwin James too, and J.C. Jackson. These are good players. He was wide open a lot. He just didn't throw him. He didn't see him. He didn't. Maybe he looked off. Like, oh well, he's covered, and he looked away, and then he got open. I don't know what it was, but if you can't find the guy that's open, like, yeah, you're not the guy. So he's probably just a backup. They'll get a quarterback in the draft this year. So okay, we're still unanimously, or not unanimous. Well, yeah, unanimously going for the same teams. Okay, the next one, the 2-2 Bears at the 3-1 Vikings. And so I mean the Vikings, they had that one hiccup against the Eagles. I mean, can you blame them? Everybody has a hiccup against them.
yeah so far.
But they're 3-0 outside of the Eagles. I don't know, man. I mean, I know the Vikings aren't that great, but the Bears can't do anything in the passing game. Like
No,
Fields looks worse than Mills.
it's not even fair.
It's ridiculous. Like the dude barely completes like 8 passes a game.
Yeah,
The only
it's
hope they have is that Khalil Herbert runs for 150 yards and they win. That's the only chance they have.
yep.
I'm going Vikings. They're the better team. I don't see
I
an
think
upset.
I think Kirk Cousins and Jefferson. make it rain on this team.
Yeah.
I think if you got Jefferson on your fantasy team, you'll be happy this week.
What are you
Um,
projecting? A 20 spot?
I think 20 and up,
20 and up?
honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got Jefferson on your team, if he's on your bench, you're crazy right now. It's eating time, and it's at the big old bird killing stadium. I think it's Vikings all the way.
Yeah.
You know, they I don't know, man. The Bears just don't have any type of anything going on offense that makes me want to think they're worthy of a pick.
And they
Like,
asked Justin Fields in the press conference something about his stats. Like, do you think this like there's something wrong with the stat? I can't even remember what the question was, but he was like, stats don't matter. And you know what? You
um,
know who says that? People with shitty stats.
that.
Like if you had good stats, you wouldn't say it doesn't matter. You'd be like, give me more money, bitch. You'd be
Yeah,
like, I
exactly.
need the Pro Bowl, I need the All Pro, I need the MVP. Like that's what people with good stats would say. People with bad stats say, oh, that doesn't matter. So he's not a good quarterback. He's he needs a lot of development. He should have stayed in college if he could have, but and the Bears messed up again. Again.
Again,
But anyway, on to the next one. We're in agreement there. On to the next one. The 1-3 Lions at the 1-3 Patriots.
this is a good one. This is a great one.
This is a tough one. That's what this
This
is.
you got a team coming into New England that was just run by a guy who's now running the offense for the Patriots again, and Matthew Patricia. So you've got that going on in the storyline, and the Lions aren't half bad. Like they're a very entertaining team to watch, even when Swift isn't 100% Swift. I mean, I don't know if St. Brown is back, that's a huge boost for the Lions. I need to check for that. But even without St. Brown, the tight end Hawkinson is beast. Came out had a huge weekend against me last weekend. Thanks, Carlos,
he
for
destroyed you.
serving, serving that ass whooping on a nice cold platter for me.
And before
Um,
that week, Hawkinson hadn't been doing much.
no,
I was
that's
worried.
what pissed me off. I'm like, fuck.
And
You
out of
know,
nowhere, now he's like tight end 5. Like, just like that. It's like, wow.
son of a bitch. But with all that said, the Packers just played the Patriots. They're a tough team, even
Belichick.
with even with this third string quarterback. It doesn't matter. Like
Yeah, what's
if
his
they're in,
name? Billy
oh
Zapka? Like the guy from fucking
Zeppy,
Karate Kid? Like sweep the leg? Like what? He
it's
was out
Zeppy,
there?
Zeppe, Zeppy.
Yeah, with a with a
Very,
week full of practice, maybe this guy could be all right.
I think he might take it
But
away from
no, Mac Jones
Brian
is
Hoyer at
Mac
the
Jones
door.
is he was practicing.
No. But I'm saying that he would take second over Brian Hoyer from
Oh
now on.
yeah, yeah.
Like if Brian Hoyer's like, all right, dude, sorry, bye, go back to your couch.
He's a journeyman backup.
He
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. I agree with that. That's a good call. But if Mac Jones misses again, yeah, I would definitely put this guy back in.
Yeah, and with that, I think it would be another good game, even if it is Zeppy versus the Maxter. Um, dude, I'm gonna go Lions here,
Ooh.
even though it's in New England. I think that the Lions could come in and get an upset, and it's definitely still an upset, even with whoever's at quarterback. I don't care what anybody says line wise or whatever. The Lions going into Foxborough and getting a win, we're definitely in a new year. So I'm going Lions, and I'm making that my upset of the week.
Whew. Okay. And this is why this is a tough matchup. All the Lions games will be a tough matchup because the Lions are number 1 in scoring and they're last in defensive scoring. So
Yeah,
it's like
It's a ride.
They're gonna score points. So if you have them in fantasy, great. And then if you have anyone going up against Detroit, you're gonna score points. So it's like these games are gonna
Yeah,
be great, exciting. It's just good luck predicting the winner because these are
it's
it's tough.
it's a
Um,
coin flip.
but you know what? I'm gonna go with the Patriots at home. Patriots almost stole one on the road, and
They did.
at home, I think obviously they have the advantage at home. But yeah, I'm going Patriots. So this is our first one where we go separate ways. All right, that's cool. I'm down with that. I guess that's our head-to-head matchup, even though we're not going to stream it. But cool. That'll be some disparity right there. And the next one is the
And
2-2 Seahawks at the 1-3 Saints. I mean, Geno Smith lit it up last week, and someone started him in the dynasty league. Um,
good for them.
yeah, I was like, whoa, you're crazy. But I think he put up like 30 points. And I mean, dude, the Saints, they almost beat the Vikings, but you know, or they almost tied it to go to
Yeah.
overtime to
Hey,
almost beat
hey,
them.
we're talking about weird circumstances being overseas.
But double
It's
doink.
not
Yeah.
it's not quite the same. I'll be experiencing that here at 9:30 Eastern time this Sunday morning.
But you know what? I don't even know if Jameis is coming back. I mean, he has a broken back. He has like something's wrong with his back. The Seahawks, I mean, I could see them winning this game, but I'm gonna go with the Saints at home. That's who I'm going with.
You know what? I'm going Seahawks.
Oh, now we're starting to disagree. All right, cool. I'm down with that. All right, so the next one, the 3-1 Dolphins with Teddy, Teddy at the New York Jets, 2-2 New York Jets. So what do you think about this one?
Dude, I think with a week with Teddy, things will be fine ish for the Dolphins. They got dudes that can just run
Yeah,
and go get the fucking rock.
just throw it up there.
Um, yeah, the Jets are showing flashes in the pan here this season. They're not just the Jets of old. They're trying to be a winning football team, but I Dolphins are too good. They're too stacked, even with backup quarterback. Like Teddy was a starter in years past, not that long ago. So
Yeah,
I feel like if you're going to have somebody as your backup, that's your best bet.
he's one of the best backups, absolutely. Yeah. I don't think
So
they miss much. Honestly, I think Teddy might even be a better deep ball thrower than Tua.
I'll
So,
uh I'm picking the Dolphins, and this is my lock of the week.
ooh. Oh, you know what? I forgot to declare my lock. I was gonna pick Buffalo. So,
Okay,
okay. So we both have our locks, Buffalo and Miami. Um, yeah, I agree with you. I'm going Dolphins.
yeah, Lions are my upset
Lions are
lock.
your upset. Okay. Um, okay. So your lock is Miami and your upset is Detroit. I have not declared my upset yet, but
Oh,
my
we still
lock is
got some good ones.
Buffalo. Yeah, I got time. But yeah, I agree with you on the Dolphins. I honestly think Teddy's an upgrade over Tua. I don't think Tua's that good of a quarterback. He's all right, but I think Teddy will do better statistically.
More more consistent
Yeah, I think he'll
for
be much
sure.
better. Dare I say a
He'll
controversy brewing? Probably not, but
probably not. They'll stick
I
with
think
that guy.
Tua will do better. I mean, Teddy will do better. And yeah, I think this could be a good game, but the Dolphins are just
It,
better.
it's a divisional rivalry, but still, like
The Jets are
the
still
Jets.
the Jets.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. They got to come out like throwing haymakers the
Yeah,
entire game.
exactly. Like it
I
almost
don't
feels
think
bad to pick them, and you'd be crazy to pick them against the Dolphins. Like, come on.
yeah, not this year.
Maybe next year.
Yeah,
But
maybe next year.
yeah, but all right, we're back to being in agreement. The 2-2 Falcons at the 2-2 Bucks. Falcons are scrappy, just like the Lions. Um,
Yeah, but no Patterson.
That's true. That's true. But that's going to force the Falcons to throw. Can Mariota throw? Is this going to be a Ritter game? Is Ritter going to come out of the woodworks just like Pickett did last year? Or not last year, last week?
Could be.
I
This will
mean,
be.
the only difference is that the Falcons have 2 wins, the Steelers have 1. But I don't think Mariota is doing anything special. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, I think it's Cordero that's helping them a lot. They're not going to have him.
Yeah.
I think they're going to be down big. I think maybe Ritter gets a shot here, and then we get to see what he's all about. I think he'll upgrade that offense too, because he refuses to throw to Kyle Pitts. Just refuses.
That's
That
beyond
that's horseshit.
reasoning. It is horseshit. Literally one of the best tight ends, young,
Yeah,
in the game, and you're not utilizing him at all.
it makes no sense to me. Like, I don't understand it. Like, they deserve to lose if you're not throwing to your best weapon. I
Yep.
mean, Drake London's great too, but I would say this is Pitts. Pitts is the number
Yeah.
one.
Not
Yeah,
not making any sense.
but I'm going Bucks, and you're going Bucks too.
Yep.
Bucks. Okay, cool. We're in agreement. The next one is the 2-2 Titans at the 1-3 Commanders. Those commies. Those
This is a
commies
good
started
game.
off so good,
This
and now,
this this, this is a good game. I'll probably be watching it. Apparently Samuel's found his way onto the injury list, so he's
oh,
questionable.
what happened to him?
Um, I
Probably a hamstring or something like that.
probably. Let's see
Well, that's
here.
what happens to Samuel. Is he's always had injury history.
No, it
So,
just says illness.
oh, illness. Oh, that's even worse. Damn, what does he have? COVID or just like the flu?
They don't say anymore.
It's probably just the flu then. I think
Yeah,
you have to say it's COVID if it's COVID. Um, but damn, that sucks. I mean, that's one fewer weapon for Kami Carson
and me.
and you. Oh yeah, you have him. So I mean, dude, the Titans are gonna win this. I switched away from the Titans last week. I was like, Colts are gonna win, and so that was one that I should have won because I switched away. And yeah, I mean, Derrick Henry, I think
He's back.
he's back. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
he's rolling. And Tannehill might not do much, but you don't need him to. Oh, and
No.
you know who else is injured is Burks on Tennessee. So who's their main option? Robert Woods in the passing game. So it's
Yeah.
like
No.
they have to use Henry. That's all they can do. But can the Commanders move the ball on Tennessee? Probably, and they're at home. But I'm picking Tennessee on this one.
Yeah. I too am picking Tennessee. I think Carson's very up and down
Yeah,
as a quarterback. The
he's the roller
Commanders
coaster quarterback
yeah,
this year.
they're catching a ride, and
Yeah.
I've been watching all season, and it has been entertaining from a bystander's perspective, to say the least. I I would like to say that they'll make it eventful, maybe even competitive, but I think the Titans easily come
It
away with
should
this,
be
especially
okay.
with Derrick Henry playing like this.
They'll score, but
Yeah, but they're not going to win.
yeah, they probably won't win. I think I mean, I think the blueprint is there for how to beat them. You just pressure Carson, and that's pretty much the blueprint for everything. But like, without a weapon, um, yeah, it's just gonna be hard for him. But at least he's at home.
Yeah,
But I'm going Titans. Okay, so we're in agreement there. The next one, the 2-2 49ers, which by the way sounds a little weird. Like they could be better than that, but they've had a lot of injuries and the whole Lance situation and all that. They
it was different. Now it's
they
not.
stumbled, but I think yeah, they're back to being the normal 49ers under Shanahan that they've always been. And
With
Carolina's
Rodgers.
1-3 at home. So what do you think?
Dude, give get or give Debo the ball is what I think. I think the 49ers are definitely back on a roll. It's scary. And the NFC side of things, it's like, damn it, they're
Yeah,
back.
they're back.
You want them to have, it's like the Cowboys kind of, you want them to be a little bit shitty so you can shut those fans up, sooner than later. But, they have the right to cheer, and they have a good right now because,
Yeah.
the team made a decision. Hey, let's keep this guy. It sucks. Nobody wanted this. Everybody thought it was done, but he stayed because of circumstances, and now it looks like the smartest damn move all year
Although,
by any
but it
team.
wasn't. It was just the default move. It
It,
was like nobody wants you. Nobody wants to pay. Well,
right, but
take a pay cut. Okay. Like they
okay,
look smart, but it's kind of like I mean that was the only option they had. So they got
what
lucky, in my opinion. That's luck. Where would they
maybe so.
be if they actually did trade him for whatever? Like,
Oh,
where would they be? Oh my
they'd
lord.
be in the pot. Well, that one dude, Nate's Sudfeld.
Yeah, you're right. And it
That,
doesn't matter who the quarterback is, as long as you
yeah,
hand the ball off, they'll be fine.
exactly. Yeah, one of 20 running backs.
Yeah,
Find one of them and make friends, and then just hand the ball to them all the time.
exactly. Let's be
I I'm
friends.
I'm going Niners here, dude. I think that the Panthers are too inconsistent. Baker does not fit or something. We don't know. Maybe
Baker's garbage, dude. Yeah, he's bad. Although he did throw it to McCaffrey finally. Finally, he caught 9 passes. I was like, there you go, Baker. It only took you 4 games.
is he learning? Is
Yeah,
he
you're
learning?
learning. It takes him some time, but he's learning. He did go to Oklahoma. They're not the smartest bunch up there.
Oh, dang.
Burn.
Little,
But
little, little Texas Oklahoma joke there, folks.
yeah, but I'm in agreement. The 49ers, I think they're right up there with Tampa. They're right up there with Green Bay, with Philadelphia. I put Philadelphia at the top, but they're right up there with Garoppolo back in the mix. And every week, he's gonna get more and more comfortable going forward, and that's a scary thing. But yeah, San Francisco all the way. The next one,
So,
the 4-0.
before you go any further, I
Okay,
want to stop and bring this up. You've got to still make your uh, upset pick of the week. And I've got my, like, looking at it right now before I go any further. I got two I think that might be it. And I'm just right now, like, I'm excited to see if I'm right. So,
you
with that
wanna
said,
you wanna pick two upsets or
no,
oh,
I
okay.
think I'm in your mind and what I think you're gonna pick.
Yeah, you probably know what I'm gonna pick. Yeah.
So, with that said, go.
Okay. So the 4-0 Eagles at the 2-2 Cardinals. I mean, dude, at this point you can't go against the Eagles. Like they're the only
No,
undefeated team.
we
And
we can
Kyler
make
Murray doesn't look right without Hopkins. Until they get back Hopkins, I don't think I'm gonna pick the Cardinals. Unless they play like
I,
the Texans or somebody like that.
well, the Cardinals got a win last week, but I mean, you're right. It's not the same team without D Hop.
Yeah.
I don't think Kyler Murray is garbage, but I think he's a little bit amiss for playmakers,
Oh yeah.
and maybe that's where he is at this point.
Hollywood is
Um,
great, but it's the same situation that he had in Baltimore. If he's the
yeah,
only guy,
it
like you're not
he
gonna do
can't be the only
anything.
guy. He's got to be by at least another guy or a
Yep.
committee with two other guys.
The thing is
That
they're treading 500. So as long as they can go 3-3 without Hopkins, that's probably the best case scenario. Because okay, we're 3-3 going into week 7. We get Hopkins back. Now we can start. And that's not the worst case scenario right there. That's actually decent. You just got to hold out for 2 more weeks, right? But this is Eagles, bro. This is Eagles.
I think that they've all since this we've started this, we always have the shortest segments, chapters on the Eagles just because they're that good.
I know.
And we can't there really is no criticism we could offer. Like until somebody shows us how to beat them,
Until further
we'll see.
notice, Eagles every week.
Yep, it's looking that way.
Yeah. But all right. Well, then on to the next one. The 3-1 Cowboys at the 2-2 Rams. Go for it.
Man, the Rams are having a time. Uh, Now, Cup is Cup,
Yeah.
and what is it? Higbee,
Oh
the
yeah,
tight
Higbee's
end.
Higbee had 14 targets.
Those are your two eating guys on offense, and they're eating.
Yep.
Now they got to do it against this defense, and I think Micah Parsons is going to fucking eat Matthew Stafford like a piece of Little Caesars pizza, and he's going to make him say "pizza, pizza"
Pizza, pizza,
while
bitch.
while he does it to him,
Yeah.
and that redheaded lady's going to appear in the
Just out of
background.
nowhere, like pizza, pizza.
Dude, the Rams are at home, but I really feel like this is a great upset for the Cowboys to go and get with Cooper Rush, because I don't know if Dak's actually going to play. I think Cooper
Nah,
Rush still plays.
it's gonna be Cooper Rush. Yeah.
It's goofy to rush this. If they really want to pay him and have him for years, stop rushing him back. Like, if you got a backup that's doing it, let him do it.
Yeah.
You're
Well,
getting.
Dak said he wanted to be back, but in 3 weeks. Like, dude, come on. You broke your finger. Like, what are you talking about? Like, this also reminds me when he broke his leg last year. He tried like healing his, or not healing, but fixing his own foot by digging it into the ground. Like, what does this guy think he can do? Just miraculously like say
Oh,
something and like it happens? Like, dude,
click, click, bam, it's healed.
like no, like it takes time. Like I told you this when it happened. I think it was in the week 2 video. I said he won't be able to grip a ball. He won't. And even if he
Yeah,
could, he won't be able to grip it tight enough to fucking let it rip.
not
Cut.
not on the seam, not on a seam pass to CeeDee Lamb, not on
Nope.
anything he needs.
Exactly. And sure
Oh,
enough, the reason he's not playing is because he can't grip it. So, however, the Rams are at home, and it's not like Cooper Rush is like really lighting it up. And it's not like the offense is doing that great. It's like it's literally all defense for the Cowboys. If they can hold the Cowboys offense down, the Rams do have a chance in this game. The Rams
they
are
do.
favored, and I have two options with upsets here, but I'm not. I don't think I'm gonna go with this one. I think I'm picking the Rams at home.
Okay, so we disagree.
Yeah, I mean, I might tinker. I might pick the Cowboys, but I'm not gonna pick the upset on the show.
Okay.
Um, I don't know, man. The Rams going up against the 49ers. That dude, they lose. They're like 3-11 now, I think. McVay against Shanahan. Like that's like your stat with Cousins at night. Like you were right about that. Some things are just true. For Cousins, if he doesn't have a day game, he sucks.
Yeah. He's
For
saying
McVay,
like,
if he plays against Shanahan, he sucks. Like it's just fact.
yeah.
The Rams are going to be at home. This is not Shanahan. This is Mike McCarthy and Kellen Moore and
And
fucking
Austin Powers
and
references.
yeah and fucking. I wish he would dress like Austin Powers on the field. Like that would
Yeah,
be so
baby.
great. But I mean, it is
He just,
Cooper Rush, and he hasn't been lighting it up. He just barely threw two touchdowns this last game. He had one in the other ones, and the running game is like bottom third. The passing game is bottom third. Dude, the Texans are outscoring the Cowboys. The Texans. This offense is not good, but because they're 3-1, everybody's like, "Oh, they're good." It's the defense that's literally doing everything. If they can't stop the Rams will win because they won't be able to score.
we just watched the Rams not get in the end zone for a whole game.
But that was against the 49ers. I just explained this. The 49ers have
I
their
know you
number.
explained it. I know, but I'm saying you could carry that could carry over. It could be a stink fest. They could have a hard time sniffing the end zone. They got all these dudes, can't do it. Well, don't really have all these dudes. They got two.
They got two, well, they do have dudes. They just only throw to two because for some reason Stafford doesn't want to throw to anybody else.
That's
But
because they don't say pizza pizza to him, so he said, you get the ball.
they don't greet him with a Little Caesars double ultimate pepperoni or whatever the fuck it's called. That's when you get
Oh,
the passes. Cooper Cup arrives with like 5 pizzas. That's a good one. But I will say this: the Cowboys could win. I'm not absolutely, and the Rams are favored at home. But I think I'm going with the Rams on this one. I think a lot of people are thinking this is Cowboys, and I think this is one where I could get a win, where other people will
You
take the loss.
you may be right. I might tinker on that one as well. But
This is a
right
tough
now,
one, I think, because
yeah,
throw the 49ers game out the window, because that's special circumstances.
yeah, fair enough. And it's going to happen again.
It could.
They get to play them the second time.
Yeah,
But either
absolutely.
way,
But okay, so the next one, the 2-2 Bengals at the 2-2 Ravens. This one's great. This is another great rivalry here.
yep, big time slugfest coming.
Yeah, and the
I think
Bengals
that
every week they're getting better and better. The
Joe
Ravens
Burrow,
defense kind of looks like suspect,
they're holy, and not in a holier than thou way, like holy as in you can get through.
like Swiss
I
cheese.
think I think Tyler Boyd may catch some balls, and I may have to move him up because it also questionable is Alan Lazard, but I feel like that's just gonna they're gonna say he's questionable every week and he winds up playing.
I think you're right about Boyd though, because they're taking Chase out of it, and so Higgins is gonna eat, Boyd's gonna eat,
Boyd
and
Boyd's gonna get the
Chase is gonna have 12 again.
well, I think you got Lamar. It's hard to beat Lamar. That he's at home, but it's a big time prime time game. It's meant to be. This is meant to be under the lights because
Yeah.
Joe Burrow is no schmuck either. So, I, with that said, I'm going to go with the home team. I'm going Ravens.
Ooh, this
I
is my
think
upset. I'm going
I figured
Bengals. Yep.
you were down to the last. I had the Cowboys one in mind, this one, and the next one.
I wanted to do
That
Cowboys,
were my
but I am a little
the-
scared.
these were the two I felt strongest. I felt like if it got all the way to the end, I'm like, oh, that son of a gun is going to pick the Raiders.
He's no.
But we'll talk about that in a second. So you're going Bengals. Okay, that's cool
I'm going
because
Bengals.
that's the
Yeah.
Sunday night game. We'll probably definitely be checking that out
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
and talking shit.
And but dude, yeah, that one could go either way too.
It could.
I might tinker away from it, but I am picking the upset on the Bengals. And
Okay.
so to
Upset
recap,
lock.
my lock is the Bills and my upset is the
Yeah.
Bengals, and your lock is who? I don't even remember. Miami?
Yes, Miami's my lock,
And Detroit's your
and
upset.
Detroit's my upset.
Oh boy. All right. Well, let's see how this works out. But okay, the last one. The 1-3 Raiders at the 3-1 Chiefs. Go for it.
Kind of
Close it
hard to
out,
pick.
Mariano Rivera.
Kind of hard to pick against the man who is looking very good while sounding like Kermit the Frog. Um, you know, it, I feel like even with controversy with Eric Bieniemy, it doesn't matter. Like they find a way to be professional and just move on. They had a hiccup against the Colts, but I feel like that was a hiccup. Um, they proved it last week when they just kind of, showed Tom Brady the spanking board and said, "Here you go, just hop on. We'll
He
just make
liked it.
sure." He did. He liked it. He's going through a rough time. That's for another video. But it's just hard pressed, man. Guys are starting to step up, and Kelsey's eating like it's his job, but other guys are catching balls when they need to. Smith Schuster, uh, the other guy, God dang it,
Hmm.
MVS, excuse me. He caught some long balls. I can't remember if he got the touch or not.
I don't remember.
I don't think he got the touch. I think he got a really like a good long ball that got to right there at the 5 or something like that.
Yeah.
McCole
Oh
is
yeah, good
starting
old
to
Miko.
come
Yeah.
on. And then the guy who's playing me this week just picked up that running back they got, Pacheco.
Oh, really? I wanted to add him, but
Yeah,
I didn't want to cut anyone.
well, he got him, so I'm sure he's going to put him in. Um, the
Oof.
Raiders got dudes,
You
but
better hope for a touchdown.
God, I just want the Raiders to make this a good game, but I'm not gonna pick them. I'm just not. The Raiders have let me down time and time again this season. I'm just not with the Chiefs looking the way they're looking. I, I'm I'm taking the easy road on this one. This is Kansas City Chiefs, probably by a couple scores.
Yeah, I'm going Chiefs too. I mean, it's hard to go against Mahomes. And when you look at Mahomes and compare him to Carr, Mahomes is clearly better. But like when you look at Burrow and Jackson, they're both elite. So it's like you
Yeah,
kind of have to look at other things in that situation. But in this one,
Good-
you just look at the quarterback and it's like Mahomes is better. Can the Raiders
yeah.
neutralize Mahomes? I don't think so. Can the
Hey,
Chiefs neutralize the Carr? Yeah, I think they could do a better job of that.
Max Crosby is going to get his hits on Mahomes, but
Yeah,
he's I
sure.
don't. They might get one, maybe a sack and a half on him.
Maybe.
Probably early.
Maybe.
Probably early in the game. They'll force a fourth down
Yeah.
with a sack, and
But
you know
but but Adams will eat. I think Adams will eat. And
it's time.
I do
He
think they make it a competitive game. But you're right. I think the Chiefs will pull away at a certain point. It'll be
yeah.
close until it isn't. And I think the Chiefs win by probably by quite a few. I'm going Chiefs.
Well, I'll go out on the branch and say at least 10.
10? Woo.
At least 10. They'll win by a touch and a field goal.
They're favored by
At least.
7. So you could be right. Yeah, you're right. You're close. You're close to that. But I'm going Chiefs. It's just hard to go against Mahomes, man. Like that dude, that pass that he did where he like spun and then just like boop to the
Yeah.
to Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
Uh,
That was silly. That was just silly. Like what does he do? And then Chris Collinsworth the whole time was just like stop it. Like stop it.
dude, he gets so old man excited over shit like that.
Yeah.
He says he probably says things his wife says. Like that's it right here. He says, "Oh, stop it."
What do you think Jack would have said if he was calling that play? He would have been like, "All right, all right, all right."
I mean, I feel like I, I guess Chris really is like, why isn't my son doing this?
Yeah, I should be
Damn it!
retired.
I'm done. I don't want to be with this guy. We don't get along. He probably doesn't. He's probably like this Tarico guy really irks my nerves, and it's probably for like next to no reason other than he's younger and not
You're
not Al.
you're right about Tarico though. Like he is good. He's just like he's I don't even know what the correct word is. I guess like safe. I guess.
Yes, he's very politically correct now.
Yeah.
NBC has beaten that in his head. Like you will not have the slip ups you had at ESPN.
Yeah, like
You
like
will
he's
not.
just like okay at everything he does and he does it in a nice way. So everybody's
When
like, "I like him. Like he's good."
when he was on ESPN, he had that opportunity to really showcase his true emotions and excitement to plays. That's where he slipped up and said shit he shouldn't have said.
Who was he
From
with
time.
on
He
ESPN?
was on Monday Night, yeah, Monday Night Football when he was with Gruden.
Oh, with Gruden, that's right. Yeah, yeah. That actually wasn't
It,
bad. Yeah, that was okay.
no, dude, him and Gruden were a good combo, and that was when Gruden was still a household name, not
Right.
the the Emperor of the Dark of the fucking world
The
now.
dark emails, yeah. Um,
He Everybody hates. It's easy to hate Gruden now. Gruden and Snyder for the Redskins. They're the top hated people.
yeah, well, but
And
Snyder's on another level. That's like crook level shit. What he did.
yeah, it's to the point where his wife's basically setting up to be like, "Yeah, it's my team. He's gone.
Damn.
He's gone. Don't worry, guys."
Damn. Wow. When's
Yep.
that gonna happen?
I guess they just quietly do paperwork behind doors, and he just goes away. That's how I envision that happening. Like it's just so weird. He hadn't been in America until they played the Cowboys. He went to the game and hung out with Jerry Jones. They took a picture together. It was very weird,
At a strip club?
very odd. No, it was on field
Oh, you know
in
Jerry likes
Dallas.
them strippers.
Oh well, they wanted to save those pics for just their cell phone selfies later.
Yeah, that's at the league meetings when they show all that shit off. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, we
All
got we
right.
we
Well,
had a good slate. I mean, that was good. We agreed on a lot, and some of these tougher
well,
ones we definitely disagreed on. So it's gonna be interesting to see who comes out on top. This is gonna be a good week. Very good.
yeah, both of us are trying to fight to get back up in the ranks, and I
What
think we'll definitely
do you know what place
one
you're
of
in?
the.
You're in sixth,
I'm
right?
in six. Yeah,
Six? Okay, so I'm only 3 spots behind you. So
yeah.
I'm
Not
catching
far.
up. I'm coming back. I'm like clawing my way back up.
Not far. We'll get after that Koala Kai, that newcomer taking over the top.
Yeah, he's
But
we can't let him win. We can't let the new guy
no,
win.
no, that's not happening.
Yeah, that's
It'll
not gonna happen.
probably be your dad here for the money or something stupid like that.
Yeah,
Like
again.
your dad will come out of nowhere like football Jesus and just like get
Yeah,
all like a ton of weeks in a row all right.
yeah. Well,
It's
that's
like
what
the
I'm
number
planning
13.
on. I'm planning on double digits from here on out. That's what I'm gonna do. Hopefully,
Well, let's go. Let's
I don't
do
want to
it.
jinx it, you know.
Let's do this. Well, I guess we got it all set up. If you guys enjoy what we're doing here, make sure to like, subscribe, leave comments, and if you do, make sure to hit that little bell for notifications so you know when Los and Rob is doing one of their shows and you can be catching it right when it comes out.
Yep. And just a reminder, we're gonna be doing the live stream tomorrow night for the Indianapolis Colts at Denver Broncos. Have a good night,
Smile.
everybody.
Have a good one.